Once upon a time, in a land filled with lush forests and towering mountains, there was a fearsome dragon named Ember. The very mention of Ember's name sent shivers down the spines of all who lived in the villages nearby. His fiery breath blazed across the skies, and his roar echoed through the valleys like thunder. Ember was known to cause mischief wherever he flew, lighting campfires too close to homes and scaring the sheep away from the meadows. Villagers always ran inside their houses, closing their shutters, whenever they heard Ember's mighty wings beating against the air. But little did they know, Ember had a secret, a very ticklish secret. His scales, especially those on his belly, were remarkably sensitive. Yet, he had never told anyone about it, keeping it hidden away like his treasure. In one of the villages lived a clever young boy named Leo. He had curly hair and a bright smile, always ready to solve a problem or help a friend. Leo had heard tales of Ember's fearsome reputation, but had never seen the dragon himself. Curious and brave, Leo decided to find out if the rumors were true. One sunny afternoon, when the villagers were busy at the Festival of Lights, Leo sneaked away to find Ember. Guided by his heart and courage, he ventured deep into the forest, to a cave where he'd heard the dragon liked to rest. With every step, he imagined the scary dragon, but hoped deep down that there might be something more to the story. When he reached the cave, he peeked around the rocks and spotted Ember lounging lazily, exhaling gentle puffs of smoke. But as soon as Leo's foot crunched a twig underfoot, Ember awoke with a fierce roar. "Who dares to disturb my slumber?" Ember bellowed, eyes glowing like ruby embers. Leo's knees trembled, but he spoke up bravely. "I'm Leo. I've come to meet you. Great Ember!" Ember landed with a thud in front of Leo, causing the ground to shake. "You're either very brave or very foolish," said Ember with a smirk. Leo, still trembling but undeterred, noticed something strange while observing Ember. The dragon seemed to twitch whenever a breeze blew leaves across his belly. "Could it be that you're ticklish?" Leo ventured. "Ticklish? Me? Nonsense! Dragons are fierce and untouchable," Ember retorted, trying to sound scary, but he couldn't hide the twitch in his voice as more leaves brushed along his sensitive scales. Feeling cheeky, Leo picked up a long feather from the ground and waved it in the air. "Let's just see," he said playfully, moving closer with the feather. Ember tensed up, but Leo softly tickled the dragon's belly scales with the feather. To Leo's surprise, Ember erupted into giggles, rolling onto his back as he laughed uncontrollably. "Stop, stop, that tickles!" Ember chuckled as he tried to catch his breath. Leo smiled warmly. "I knew it! You're not so scary after all, just very ticklish." From that day onward, Ember was no longer a fearsome dragon, but a friend who loved to play with Leo and the village kids. Instead of terrifying everyone, Ember used his fire breath to toast marshmallows during village gatherings, filling the night sky with laughter. And as Leo proudly told everyone, sometimes a little kindness, and maybe a tickle, can turn enemies into friends. As it turned out, Ember had a heart as warm as his fiery breath, and the villages were never afraid again.